hope y'all had a good weekend. My name is Michelle.
I'm Kayla.
I'm Alex.
And we will be discussing establishing your brand and all the details that go into it. So you probably all have identified all these brands. Hopefully you've identified the key one at least. What about Me Inc? Do y'all know what y'all's brand is? And by the end of this presentation, we hope that y'all have established your brand. So first off, we're going to play a game. And the idea of this game is to become your own free agent. Everyone has a chance to become a brand worthy of remark if you put the effort into establishing that brand. The brand is a promise of the value you'll receive, and it's very important because you'll want that value to come back to you when you're trying to go in for an interview and you're trying to compare yourself to somebody else. And of course, we are CEOs for our own company, and we don't want our companies to fail. So take a second to close your eyes and imagine the job you're in now and the job that you want. What kind of skills and qualities do you have that will compare you to the next person that also wants that job? Now, what makes you different? Try to think of your elevator speech and put it into 15 words. And then what do you do that adds value? What do you want to be known for? Think about the teacher benefit model. This is just your abilities and what soft skills you have that will make you a better person and identify what you have to offer. And now I'm going to pass it off to Kayla to market your brand.
Okay, so there's many ways to market your brand and enhance your profile. One of these ways is called moonlighting. This is essentially just adding on another job or volunteer opportunity to the one you already have to enhance your network and also showcase your skills. So some examples of this include teaching a class at a community college, or signing up for an extra project inside your organization, or even doing a column in a local newspaper, because these all allow you to showcase your skills and also increase your network, which is increasing your brand image. Also, when you think about marketing, you have to think that everything you do and everything you don't do matters, because what you say and how you act towards your friends, your family, and your coworkers will ultimately result in what they say about you, and so that will reflect on your image and ultimately your brand image. Now I'm going to talk about how to grow your brand. So to grow your brand, you have to become really familiar with your power, and this is called influence power. It's not the type of power like we've all thought about, like who can lift more, who can climb higher. It's the power that is associated with how much you make of a contribution in a particular area. So this would be, if you think about influence power for a writer, it would be basically measured by how many people are citing your work or how many people are using your work. So also with power, you have to know your influence power, and you have to also know how to use it. So you want to use it responsibly, intelligently, and also powerfully. So you want to use it responsibly, you want to know when and how to use it. You want to use it intelligently by knowing how to grow and nurture it, and you also want to use it powerfully because you're ultimately creating a marketing brochure, which means that you are no longer identified by a list of static positions and titles that you've held, but you're instead acknowledged by the amount of skills you've mastered and the quality of those skills and the types of projects you're presenting. Next I'll be talking about being the best you can be. So this is really cliche, but when you're trying to create brand you, this is really important. So part of your brand goes back to your network of colleagues, and the one way that you can ensure that your reputation and your brand is exactly the way that you want it to be seen is to be loyal to these types of people that are sticking with you throughout. So it's important that you're loyal because these people talk, and it's through word of mouth, and if they see you as a loyal person, then that's how you're going to be portrayed as a person, but it's also going to be what lastly, there's really no right or wrong way to promote your brand or market it. There's so many different ways to market your brand, but the most important thing is that you're starting it now.
Okay. And so now hopefully you've created your brand. And so these are a few takeaways that we want you to keep as you leave this classroom. First of all, you need to know that linearity is out. We want you guys to throw away the concept of climbing up the social ladder, because right now a career is a maze or even a checkerboard. You can move forward, sideways, diagonally, and sometimes even back, but you can't let that upset your game. So throughout your career, you're going to learn new capabilities, you're going to develop yourself, you're going to increase your network and gain new expertise. And in the process, you'll be reinventing yourself, which brings me to my second point. You have to constantly reinvent yourself as a brand. A way that the article tells you to do this is by creating your own mission statement. So in a way, view your mission statement as a goal that you want to set for yourself. So revisit your mission statement every 6 months and constantly change it as you yourself change. Lastly, make sure that you measure yourself against these 4 things right here. You want to be able to be a great teammate and a supportive colleague, because no matter what job you have in the future, you are going to be working with a team, and you want to make sure that you're all a well-oiled machine. Secondly, be amazing at something that adds value not only to yourself, but to your company as well. Thirdly, be a visionary. Just like Stephanie from Enterprise said last week, they're looking for people with entrepreneurial spirits, somebody with a fresh pair of eyes to bring into the company and help them evolve in this ever-changing society that we live in. And then lastly, a little bit contradictory to being a visionary, you want to be a business person with pragmatic outcomes. Now, you want to be optimistic, but not too overly optimistic to the point where it leads you to failure. So just remember, be a business person, but be optimistic as well. And so for simplicity's sake, while we were creating your brand, we were acting as if we were all one group, one person with the same characteristics. But in reality, over 50 years of research has showed that every person can be categorized into 4 different social styles. And these social styles further characterize yourself as a brand, and you can distinguish yourself better. Now, I know it's a lot on this slide right now, and I don't want you guys to write everything down. Just focus on which one on the different styles. So I'm just going to go over some right now. The driving style, as the name says, it's pretty much someone who is forceful, who's direct, who likes the facts, and thinks that anything that wastes time is pretty much useless, and they don't like it. They're not very open with their feelings. And so a great example, in my opinion, I hope you guys agree, would be Donald Trump, especially this last bullet point right here. I feel like characterizes him the best. They enjoy power and hate people who do. So the complete opposite of the driving style would be the expressive style, and the article that we found said that Obama pretty much is characterized that way. And so a person with the expressive style is persuasive, they communicate well with others, they're more personable, and they enjoy the input of others. They actually take risks based on opinions from other people. And they're just more fun and easygoing. Next we have the analytical style. Analytical, as you can probably tell, they're more quiet, more logical, more based on hard facts, verifiable information that they can check and has reliable resources. Now a person would be Bill Gates. And then the opposite of the analytical style would be the amiable style. And I felt like the Japanese and Chinese cultures best reflected this because they're more openly displaying of their emotions and their feelings, and they are obsessive of trying to build rapport and building a relationship before you do business. And then the article mentioned them as being the most people-oriented. And so, all that being said and done, I hope that you guys were able to create your own brand, or if not, then I hope you take this information seriously, and once you're in your career, you can create your own brand and distinguish yourself more.
Okay, well, one of you please read the quiz questions.
Okay, so number 1, a brand is a promise of the blank you will receive. Getting friendly and familiar with blank will help you grow your brand. What are some ways to market your brand? Blank, 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 and blank.